Welcome back to the Seaworld History Podcast, something we have not done in a very long time due to a slew of projects I've been working on. But I have my co-host returning once again. Maddie is back.
Hello.
And we got a lot to talk about since we haven't done an episode in a while. One of the biggest things to happen since we last did an episode was Penguin Trek opened. That long ago, we haven't done an episode. We were talking about the Penguin Trek construction in our second to last
Oh my
episode.
goodness. Yeah, that thing feels like old news by now.
Yeah, it is old news because they opened another ride, Expedition Odyssey, which have you been on or not yet?
No, I haven't been on either of those yet. I haven't had the opportunity.
Just to let you know, Expedition Odyssey is pretty bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Um,
That's
maybe
unfortunate.
maybe begging for a dark ride from this company is not the best idea. 'Cause-
Well, at least it's air conditioned.
True, at least it is air conditioned. But since you have not been on either of those, we will move on to the next thing. Um, you do know about the surveys, right? The surveys they went out.
Fill me in on those.
So both Busch Gardens Tampa and SeaWorld Orlando sent out surveys talking about things they were considering adding to the park. SeaWorld Orlando was a multi-launch coaster and a Journey to Atlantis refurbishment, as well as I believe a dark ride.
Wow, that's a lot.
Obviously, I'm most excited about the Journey to
Dang.
Atlantis refurb possibly happening.
So they're looking to see which of those people would want the most.
Yes. And apparently, Journey to Atlantis got to the top of that list.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the biggest news coming out of Busch Gardens Tampa survey was a Giga Coaster being on the survey.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they've been drumming up interest for it for a while, but I don't know. I really don't know if anything's going to come to pass, at least in SeaWorld.
Um,
Just
I
hard to imagine where it would fit.
I really
Uh,
so the rumor is Kraken would go for the coaster, but then Journey to
oh,
Atlantis wouldn't have its sister attraction, which it that would suck.
well, it could just have a new sister attraction, a
It,
really, really tall one.
a really tall sister attraction.
Yeah, no reason they can't reuse the station for whatever replaces Kraken.
Yeah, it would probably be
Yeah, with the
B&M.
coaster. Yeah, most likely. So that'd be cool.
It's just Kraken right now apparently has a lot of issues that need to be sorted out.
Oh, I hope it's not getting
Akumba's
some heavy wear and tear and having parts of the track cracking on us.
like another SeaWorld Parks coaster.
Oh, poor Kumba. I'm excited that they're getting it fixed up though.
Kumba will apparently reopen in August, which is good, right before
Around the
Howl-O-Scream.
corner.
Um,
Right.
but the Journey to Atlantis refurbishment seems to be uh I did I do have the concept art. I can send it to you super fast.
All right.
It seems to be a new storyline. Um and a refurbishment to the facade, which is and this is not AI, as far as I can tell.
That's
This,
good. I've definitely seen some theme park surveys using AI.
this was one of them.
Oh, great.
It's low quality concept art because it's from a screenshot of a screenshot. But
Oh,
if
wow.
yeah, if this happens,
It's like they're going for some projection mapping and a real big facelift of the outside. Structurally the same, but looks like the new paintwork would be really pretty. A nice jade color. to a lot
Some,
of the pillars.
something the ride desperately needs.
That would be awesome if that is the case.
Yes, because right now Seaworld San Diego is currently refurbishing their Journey to Atlantis,
Nice.
and that has projection mapping and a SeaWorld Ohio reference in the queue line, where it just
Oh,
says,
that's
"How'd the
cool.
Kraken get to Ohio?" which is funny. So someone obviously very much cares about this ride within the chain, other than me.
Thank goodness. I mean, it's been the park star attraction for the longest time, really.
Yeah,
Ever since they've had a star attraction, it's been this.
it put them on the map, theme park
Yeah,
wise,
absolutely.
and they just neglected it. But SeaWorld San Diego's Journey to Atlantis is not quite reopened yet at the time of recording this episode, which sucks. But I am using this opportunity to announce that Journey to Atlantis Beneath the Waves will be getting a second part as long as SeaWorld Orlando refurbishes their Journey to Atlantis. If not, if that doesn't get announced within the next year, I will just do a video on the refurbished SeaWorld San Diego ride, which makes more sense.
Nice. That's something to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm working on so many projects right now. The
That's
Howl
exciting. Any others you want to tell us about?
the Howl-O-Scream documentary, which is almost done, at least the first part. Just waiting on some special guests to send in their end of the content.
That's exciting.
I got some pretty big people for this one, which I'm personally shocked about.
Anybody
So,
you're able to tell us about now ahead of time?
yeah, I got Scott Swinson, which is basically the creator of Howl-O-Scream.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, he basically created the event as a whole. Also, just looking, they also just announced that on July 27th, there will be a pin event for Sesame Street Safari of Fun's birthday.
Woo, go get your Sesame Street pins.
So that will be interesting. That'll be a first pin of the logo for that land. You know, it'd be a perfect opportunity to release Land of the Dragons pins, Busch Gardens.
Oh, please. That would be awesome. And I know they're not averse to releasing new pins of retired
Oh
attractions.
yeah, I have so many Gwazi pins. They're not ever their pin game has really gotten so much better.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've seen Python pins and I've even seen Scorpion pins.
Yeah, we've gotten
Remember
Scorpion.
that one?
Remember Scorpion, the pile of gravel that's now. Oh, speaking of Scorpion and a pile of gravel, Busch Gardens will not be having six haunted houses. I believe they made a mistake. I originally claimed that the sixth house will be going on Scorpion's plot. I don't think that's happening this year. If Scorpion's plot's still empty by next year, I think putting a tent down and putting a haunted house there is a possibility.
That'd be really cool if they got a sixth house. It might be a little smaller than the others, but hey, a sixth house is a sixth house.
I mean, they could be counting um uh Ravensmill as a house because that
Hmm.
basically was a house last year.
That's really cool. I need to go back. I wasn't able to afford going last year.
I barely was able to because I was like, should I go to Howl-O-Scream Orlando to see the sirens one last time? And I did, and it was worth it. It was not worth it for that journey to Atlantis house though.
Oh, really?
Oh my, that was so bad.
Why? What was it like?
It was just, you know those garden trestles, like the white ones?
Yes.
Those painted black everywhere.
Whoa, spooky.
Wow, so Journey to Atlantis.
Did it use the dead vines area?
No, it used the area that is that area they use behind Finn's across from Mako.
Oh, okay.
So it was an outdoor haunted house.
Huh. In Florida,
Yeah,
does that mean it shut down a lot?
yes.
That's unfortunate.
But speaking of Howl-O-Scream, um, the main reason we're doing this episode is to cover announcement season. Um, we
Yes,
are we are currently
finally.
we are currently partway through, a little less than partway through our announcements for both Busch Gardens Tampa and SeaWorld Orlando. As far as I can tell, Busch Gardens Williamsburg and San Antonio and San Diego have not announced any houses yet. So we're just covering Tampa and Orlando. So kicking it off with Tampa, Stranglewind Estate is returning, which opened for Friday the 13th. So we knew that was coming back.
I'm so glad to see this one return. They don't always hold on to their best houses for long, but this is one of the best houses they've done, and I'm
This
glad that they're putting it front and center year after year as one of the first announcements.
because they seem to okay, so they seem to really love this house because this is the house that opens for Friday the 13th every year. And it's a great house. Um,
It's awesome. It has amazing atmosphere. The new effects that they added last year, I saw a little video. It was really cool.
they
And
a- they added a ton of new effects this year as well.
oh, do you know what any of them might be?
Yeah, they were active for the Friday the 13th um walkthrough. They added a lot of animation. So right when you enter, there's a rocking chandelier on the ground that I don't believe was there before. Um, a lot of the paintings through the hallways will shake and rattle now.
Oh, that's really cool.
They added back the grandfather clock that was in Unearthed that had its arms snapped off midway through the
Oh,
season last
sweet.
year. But there's the grandfather clock and two of the bookshelves that are in that first room are from Unearthed.
That's really cool.
And then later in that house is some concept art from Howl-O-Scream Past.
Inside the house itself,
Yes, framed concept art, which is pretty cool.
that's really neat. Do they still do any of the lights on tours for Stranglewood
Yes,
Estate?
yes.
Sweet. Might have to try that at some point.
We are we are getting a so-called continuation of Shadows of Wonderland, which seems like they'll be changing some things in the house because it says step back into Wonderland, but not as you remember it. So I wonder what little changes they'll be making.
How was it last year?
It was fantastic. This house is
Really?
beautiful.
Nice. Hopefully it's pretty similar.
And as far as the unannounced houses go, I'm assuming it's Witch of the Woods, Circus of Fear, and our replacement for the Vampire House, Forgotten, finally.
Which of the Woods is either my favorite or my second favorite house that they've ever done? I love it to death. I'm so glad that that one's probably returning. Circus of Fear is excellent, and I wonder if they happen to plus that one as well, just like they did with Stranglewood Estate.
I assume they like to plus the houses.
Yeah, and finally a replacement for the vampires.
Yeah, they played the Blade music in that house for a little bit, and apparently they got in legal trouble.
Oops. That's pretty funny.
And this so far the only scare zone that's announced is Sawgrass Slaughter.
That one was pretty good.
Yes, the Deadwater Bayou facade was recycled for that one.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited to see that one back. It's a nice one.
It looks like all right. You want to move on to SeaWorld Orlando now?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So it looks like they announced a couple houses. The first house is Raveyard,
Yes.
which sounds like fun. I saw people complaining about this one.
Look, when they brought the Raveyard to the Busch Gardens Tampa event a couple years ago, and it was right outside of the karaoke booth, that was really fun. It had
It's,
good energy, the drinks were nice.
and
So to see it expanded into a house is crazy, and I'm really excited for that one.
it seems like so one of the biggest things that I appreciate about Howl-O-Scream Orlando is how unserious it takes itself right now. It's like we're just gonna go full on fun with everything. They tried the consistent theme, love the sirens, but I love them just going off the rails and doing whatever they want.
Yeah, it's really awesome. They're finding their footing finally for sure. Because there's always been a fun aspect to it, and some of that stuff, like the themed bars and whatnot, are some of the best things that SeaWorld's event has to offer. So it's really nice seeing them lean into that a bit more.
And I know a lot of people call this event bad. It's not bad. It's just it's still in its blossoming phase.
Yeah, it's got a little room to grow, but it's really great fun. The houses, with a couple exceptions, and what horror event doesn't have a couple duds here and there? For the most part, they're really great. The
Yeah,
actors are excellent. The sets are really nice.
for the most part, it's they hit it out of the park. The first year, I was genuinely shocked.
Yeah,
Mostly what they got away with in the choreography for Siren's song. I was like, this is the last year. I feel like they really pushed what they could do with Siren's song. They were just like, all right, this is our last year. We're gonna go nuts.
that's really cool.
We're just gonna make it more.
Yeah,
We're gonna make it more gay, which is always, always welcome.
the event also has like some really fun and immersive scare zones because unlike, a neighboring event that's a little larger, the characters have a lot more freedom to interact with you as they
Yes,
please in character.
and
And that
and
personal touch is just, you can't beat it.
no, yeah. Um, so the Collector's Curse is the other house they announced that's new. This sounds interesting. I wonder if this is replacing the tent house back behind what was it? The gambling one, Ultimate Gamble.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Because this house sounds fun. Because it says, step inside a lavish estate turned into a house of horrors where a mysterious host known as the Collector lures guests with rare relics and ancient artifacts. But this estate sale hides a sinister secret, one that pulls you deep into the twisted underworld of cursed creations and monstrous mutations.
Ooh, that's cool.
And
Kind
I
of
wonder,
sounds a little similar to different but similar vibes to one of the main houses at Horror Nights this year with El Artista. But
yeah.
instead of a collector's relics coming to life, it's the artist's relics.
Also, Farm 51 is returning, and Water's Edge Wellness Center.
Sweet. I hear those are both pretty fun houses.
And our last house is, judging by the image, maybe because it has scissors and like a push pin thing, so maybe like puppet themed. I don't know.
It'll be really fun to have two doll houses in Orlando this year as well.
It would be. It looks like as far as scare zones go, the circus one's returning, judging by the images here. Because they do have teaser images, which help you deduce what's coming. But
Yeah,
the
well,
scare,
they all knew.
yeah, the scare zone that um was announced today is Woodrot Hollow, which sounds interesting.
Deep in the heart of the festering swamp lies Woodrot Hollow, a place where the trees weep sap like blood and the ground oozes with decay. Locals whisper of a creature made of mud, moss, and rage, protecting its home from anyone who wanders too far off the trail. Step off, and you might find yourself face to face with a twisted swamp dweller. In this swamp, the only thing more suffocating than the stench is the silence before they strike.
So it
Wander in and rot with the rest.
what's confusing to me about the scare zone is it feels like it fits in with the original core theme of the event because this is probably based off the skunk ape, which is Florida's version of Bigfoot,
Something like that, or just a bunch of ghillie suits.
probably.
The zone.
And the scare zone that everyone complains about is returning, Bloodlight District. Don't know why people
Yeah,
don't know why people complain about this one. I guess they don't like being hit on by vampires.
it's funny. I like it.
The amount the scare actors can get away with in this zone because they're supposed to be seductive and hitting on you is so funny.
Yeah, I'm glad that one's returning, and it
And and
occupies a
uh,
really interesting corner of the park.
and as Howl-O-Scream Orlando has continued to kind of push the envelope, they had a drag show one year. Siren Song was very LGBTQ friendly. This scare zone also seems to be very um, queer with its writing and like scare zone direction because it's not an all female cast. They have a mix between male and female. And both genders will hit on you no matter what gender you are, which I kind of like. It feels very like just they just want your blood, so it makes sense in the story.
It's fun.
It is very fun, and Cannibal Harbor's coming back, which I didn't is such a tiny scare zone.
It's tiny, but it's nice that it's there.
It is nice that it's there. This one's in the waterfront. If you have not, do not know. Waiting for a map because one time they accidentally posted the map and leaked everything, but they haven't yet. And Monster Stomp is coming back.
Yeah, let's go. Love Monster Stomp. Let's see here. The Tormented Bar is returning.
Yes.
Space Gate 3 from last year is returning. Oh, Carnival Curiosities is returning. So yeah, the Carnival Scare Zone has to be returning to some degree.
Yes.
And two new, all new coming soon that we don't know about yet.
We don't. But the interesting thing is in this little the video they have at the top of the webpage, a few months ago it still had the sirens in it. And now it only has about one frame of the sirens from Beryllium.
This is Siren Erasure.
This is erasure of my beloved girls.
There's
Why?
a couple frames total, one little bit from Sirens the song as well.
Yeah. And some of
But
you listening to this know exactly what I'm talking about with Siren Song.
at least they somewhat live on through Water's Edge Wellness Center for now, but they're
For
on life
now.
support.
They're on life support. Thanks, corporate, for getting rid of the sirens and the storyline that they were going for.
Maybe the last house that they're gonna have will have new icons. That'd be really neat.
They did hint at a new icon.
Do you think Tampa's gonna get an icon as well with
Uh
one of the new houses?
Possibly.
That'd be
Very
pretty cool.
possible. So diving into some rumors for the parks. Also forgot to mention Darkoaster, Arctic Rescue, and Wavebreaker the Rescue Coaster are all closed right now due to a recall from Intamin.
Yep, every single Intamin straddle coaster has been recalled. And remind me of the reason again. Is it because it was found out that you could stand up on it easily?
Yes, yeah. Somebody apparently got out of Dark Coaster while it was
Dark
e-stopped.
coaster specifically. Dang.
Yeah. And someone on Park Fans reported that the trains have left the park entirely. So it's going to be a while before any of these reopen.
Oh, that's rough. That's got to be expensive.
And you can't blame SeaWorld for this one. It's Intamin.
Right. And it sounds like they're taking care of it.
Yeah. But that means they have to send them all the way back to Germany.
That's rough. Oh,
And I believe, I don't know if the Arctic rescue trains and stuff have been sent off or the Wave Breaker, the rescue coaster trains, but apparently the Dark Coaster trains have left the park. So that's not good news for them.
man, that's going to go from 10 riders an hour to 0 riders an hour. Oh,
Yeah. And
what a
speaking of Busch
travesty.
Gardens, Williamsburg, as well as the Germany area, their B&M Invert family coaster, the Wolf's Revenge, has opened. And it looks pretty great. The theming on this thing, have you seen the theming on this?
I've seen a little bit, including the train. Looks really nice.
Yeah, they actually seemingly put effort into this one. It has like a little village area near one of the turnarounds, and it's more theming than Phoenix Rising has.
That's amazing.
And
Oh, I'm looking at pictures of it now. That red track, just like the original coaster, looks really nice.
it does. I'm kind of sad it doesn't swing, but other than that, this is a apparently a very good family coaster.
Oh wow, this does look nice.
It has plenty of Easter eggs and callbacks to Drachenfire. On the side of one of the sheds, it says it's like Drachenfire. It says like Draken something. And if you don't know, Drachenfire was a crappy arrow sit down coaster, not an arrow invert. Oh God.
It had its fans, but it was really rough.
Yes,
Pretty much right out of the gate.
which it should not have been.
Yeah, it was really ambitious. It was huge and had tons of inversions, but yeah, it just wasn't built right.
And that's that's pretty much it for stuff that's happened since we last did an episode.
Yeah. Busch Gardens Tampa announced a replacement for some of Jungala,
Yeah, Wild
and its
Oasis.
opening has been delayed.
It is open now.
It is open now. Nice. How is it?
Horror, it's bad.
Really? Is it
It's
worse than what came before?
it's worse than it was. It's worse than it was when it was abandoned.
That's that's rough. I'm sorry to hear that.
There's
Especially
giant
for
rust. There's
Jungala.
rust everywhere. It's just like they painted over
Oh, like
everything.
Epcot. Okay.
They painted over everything and called it a day.
Great. Thanks, Busch Gardens.
And the capybaras aren't there yet, so there's really no point.
Oh, they opened it without the capybaras. That's probably part of some of the delays.
Yeah. The part of some of the delays was construction, and part of some of the delays was the capybaras and a few other animals.
The star attraction not being there. You
The
know, the Naples Zoo recently got capybaras, and it took them longer than expected as well. So it could just be a little hard
I believe the
to
capybaras
get
that are
them
at the
from zoos or
Naples
something.
I believe the capybaras that are at the Naples Zoo came from the same facility the capybaras that are going to Busch Gardens came from.
That would make sense. That would make sense. They're probably pretty busy. That animal's becoming a lot more popular lately, and
Yeah,
it's
someplace in Claremont has them.
a lot easier to care for than like a tiger.
Yeah. But that is all for this episode of the Serial History Podcast. Just a basic overview of all the news. Thank you for joining me again, Maddie.
Happy to join. It's
Hopefully,
fun to do this.
hopefully these episodes will become more frequent as haunt season approaches.
That would be great. I'm really excited for all the haunts.
Haunt season's always my favorite time of year.
Same.
Well, thank you for listening to this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And keep an eye out for the next episode.